Hello, everybody. Good Yontif. So there are a few ways of saying happy holiday. One is Good Yontif, which is Yiddish. One is Chag Sameach, which is wet. And that means happy festival, happy holiday. And we are celebrating confirmation, which is supposed to be reconfirming their faith in God and their commitment to Judaism. Hello to everybody watching online. This is supposed to be, it will be recorded. You can watch it forever and ever. Don't tell the kids that. They're out in the back so that they don't have to remember that part. And I want to remind this group that these three students went on the RAC program to DC, and I didn't. I had a kidney stone. And these three students, Jack lives in Monroe, and the other two live here. Until today, we have never, all four of us, been in the same room together in person, whereas we like to say IRL. We studied for a while on Zoom together. We accomplished a lot on Zoom so that we were all in the comfort of our houses and working on stuff. But I am very curious to see what happens when we actually put each other together in one place and make this work. The service, every year we try to do something for confirmation to make the service their own. And this year, what they chose was finding quotes, inspirational quotes. Each of them were supposed to come up with about 10 quotes. So I'm going to tell you, while they're still out there, and I don't know if they can hear me or not, that one of them already had an idea who her favorite poets were and what kinds of quotes she wanted to do. One of them did a Google search and came up with some appropriate and then some not so appropriate things maybe. I mean, not bad things, just we're trying to inspire everybody for confirmation. This holiday, it just surprises me every day how this holiday is not the most widely attended of all holidays. Like, which is more important, getting the law, being in covenant with God, or sitting in a booth? You know, like, I don't understand why that becomes more popular than this. We even get to eat dairy. Is that the problem? Because this is a dairy holiday? I don't get the problem, but it is an awesome holiday. So the other person did a search, not a Google search. They used the chat GTP and found other inspiring quotes. We kind of ran out of ones that we thought would work at some point, and we had to look for one or two others to fit specific things. Once we got all of the quotes together, we looked at the nature of a service, and we said, you know, this is where we have to put, we're supposed to be inspiring about peace, and this is where we talk about connection to our ancestors. And you'll see, if you look at the book, you will see in the prayer book, and that's why you have to have your own, our own little copy of it. You will see that there are categories. And so, I'm looking at the centerfold, and the centerfold says worship, and sometimes it's what we get from a prayer book, and then it says thanksgiving, and if it says Helen Keller in square brackets at the end, it means that's where they found it. It's one of the inspiring pieces that they found. And sometimes you see words in big bold letters, and that means it's a section of the service. So I just want to let you know about that. We didn't get to rehearse. I'm explaining about the quotes. I wanted to welcome everybody. We're really glad you're here. And you didn't hear me say this, but obviously, like, you're the good Jews. That's all I said. I'm just kidding. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how this service plays out, because we kind of have no idea. So we begin all the time with a processional of the confirmands, and they will come in and they will help us decorate. But they chose, one of the topics we have been discussing is about peace. And they chose to use this song on page 2, which is where we are now, which is a song about peace that's in Hebrew and in Arabic. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam. Follow Kate. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. That's right. Salam. Salam. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. Salam. Come stand by your seats. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. We're on page 3, and I would like to call all of the parents to the glass table, please. And I don't mean parents, I mean parents of our confirmands. Sorry. So it's not exactly Shabbat. Holidays are days when we're not supposed to work and we're supposed to feel rest. So we start Shabbat with everybody having to breathe. You are very welcome to breathe. I'm not going to tell you to breathe this time. But when we light candles, the first thing I wanted to point out is on holy days, at B'nai Zion, we generally celebrate one day of Shavuot, which means that today is also a day when we commemorate Yizkor. It's a time when we remember those who died. And so we have already lit the Yizkor candle, and that is in case you don't get home to be able to light one. On behalf of everyone here who has lost an immediate relative, we have lit the candles. So please rise, because for candle blessings, we try to do this all together.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Yom Tov. Praised are you, eternal our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Yom Tov. I believe that God is in me, as the sun is the color and fragrance of a flower, the light in my darkness, the voice in my silence.
Changing of the guards. Now we have the fathers. Grab that cup and lift it. Lift the cup and open it up. Thank you. The parents haven't practiced at all either, so I'm just telling you. No one has practiced this. Borei Pari Hagafen. Praise to you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who has chosen us from among the peoples, exalting us by hallowing us with mitzvot. In your love, Adonai our God, you have given us feasts of gladness and seasons of joy. Shavuot, season of our receiving Torah, a sacred occasion, a remembrance of the exodus from Egypt. For you have chosen us from all the peoples and consecrated us to your service and given us the festivals, a time of gladness and joy. Praised are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Israel and the festivals. L'chaim. Yeah, l'chaim. See, we didn't practice this, so now they have to fight over who doesn't get it. I don't know, because it's grape juice. Most of you are invited to be seated. Unless you are a grandparent of the confirmands, then we ask that you stay standing. And we turn to page 4. Max, am I on? Yeah, I am. Okay, sorry. I can't hear me. That's okay. So the parents and the grandparents are giving the confirmands their charge. So the confirmands, please stand up to the lectern so we can hear you. Please join me. God says, turn to me and live.
Spoken will we do.
I will make this covenant with you, but also with those who will come after you.
And we, the people, answer, we will do and we will listen.
God says, love one another as yourselves.
And we, the people, answer, we are here, we are ready.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Amen. You may all be seated. And in our book, we kind of went back to the old process that if it's in italics, then we encourage you to join us. At the bottom of page 4, now summer's prospect, the world ripening and growing softer, the promise of harvest fulfilled, the warming sun lies before us. Now the vision of Torah, the world at peace and growing gentler, the promise of goodness fulfilled, the loving heart lies open to the mind. And someone's supposed to already be up here. There you go.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועלמא דברה הירותי ויעמיך מהותי.
בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב.
ומרו.
אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך. לעולם ועלמי עלמיה יתברך.
וישתבח ויתפאר. ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל. שמי לקודשה.
ברכו.
לעלמים כל ברכתה ושירתה.
תושבחתה ונחמתה. דמירן בעלמה. ומרו. אמן. Come here, stand here. Look, parts in brown, that's you.
Sorry.
And it says, all the brown parts. So the other thing is, this is the first time they're getting to see these copies of the books where I wrote all the notes of everything they need to do, but they've never seen what their colors are or anything. It's a very multicolored thing. That's you. Go.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
As day departs, as the dark of night descends, we lift our eyes to the heavens. In awe and wonder, our hearts cry out.
Eternal God, how majestic is your name in all the earth.
An infinite universe, who can know it? What mind can fathom it? We look out to the endless suns and ask, what are we? What are our hopes and our dreams? What are we that you are mindful of us? What are we that you should care for us?
And yet, within us abides a measure of your spirit. You are remote, but oh, how near. Ordering the stars in the vast solitude of the dark, yet whispering in our minds that you are closer than the air we breathe. For you have made us little less than divine and crowned us with glory and honor. With love and awe, we turn to you, and in the dark of the evening, we seek the light of your presence.
To be kind is more important than to be right. Many times what people need is not a brilliant mind that speaks, but a special heart that listens.
Let your love be stronger than your hate or anger. Learn the wisdom of compromise, for it is better to bend a little than to break.
It's okay, I didn't need that guitar. We're good.
My bad.
That's okay, that's why we kept you on FaceTime yesterday.
Love only grows by sharing. You can only have more for yourself by giving it away to others.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto leolam va'ed. You may be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
If we can hear the words from Sinai, then love will flow from us, and we shall serve all that is holy with all of our intellect and all of our passion and all of our life. If we can serve all that is holy, we shall be doing all that humans can to help the rains flow, the grasses to be green, and the grains to be golden like the sun, and the rivers to be filled with life once more.
All the children of God shall eat, and there will be enough. But if we turn from Sinai's words and serve only what is common and profane, making gods of our own comfort or power, then the holiness of life will contract for us. Our world will grow inhospitable.
Let us therefore lace these words into our passion and in our intellect, and bind them as a sign upon our hands and eyes. Let us write them in mezuzot upon our doors, and teach them to our children. Let us honor the generations that came before us, keeping the promise for those yet to be.
When I despair, I remember that all throughout history, the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they can seem invincible, but in the end they always fall. Think of it, always.
We are all in this together, and we're going to make it, or we are going to fail together.
I don't speak because I have the power to speak. I speak because I don't have the power to remain silent.
That's my cue. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Start from here. Thanks.
And it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel.
Amen.
The greatest glory in life and living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall.
Nice. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody. Vayidaber Moshe et Moadei Adonai el Bnei Yisrael. Then Moses taught the people of Israel to celebrate God's festivals. Please rise for the tefillah, which is also known as the Amidah. Standing prayer.
Adonai
Sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare my glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah.
All that is gold does not glitter.
Not all those who wander are lost.
The old that is strong does not wither.
Deep roots are not reached by the frost.
From the ashes of fire shall be woken.
A light from the shadows shall spring.
We shall overcome because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice.
We are alive. We are human, with good and bad in us. That's all we know for sure.
We can't create a new species or a new world. That's been done. Now we have to live within those boundaries. What are our choices?
We can despair and curse and change nothing. We can choose evil like our enemies have done and create a world based on hate.
Or we can try and make things better.
You are Kadosh, holy. Your name is Kadosh, holy. And those who strive to be Kadoshim, holy, praise your name every day. Praise be you, eternal God, the God of holiness. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated. You have chosen us in love and favor by making us holy through your mitzvot and drawing us close to your service, that through us your great and holy name may become known in all the earth. In your love, O eternal our God, you have given us Shabbatot of rest, feasts of gladness and seasons of joy. This festival of Shavuot, season of our receiving Torah, to unite in worship and recall the exodus from Egypt. Zochrenu Adonai Eloheinu bo letovah, this day remember us for well-being. Ufokdenu vo livracha, this day bless us with your nearness. V'hoshienu vo lechaim, this day help us to a fuller life. Bestow upon us the blessing of your holy festivals. Let standing corn, nope, that's not me. Sorry, I can't see what it says on there. Dum-dee-dum.
Let standing corn grow ripe, as dewdrops bring their blessing, food for the hungry, healing for the sick.
Let the bare vines be draped with great blossoms, as the heavens yield their dew.
Let oases drip with plenty, and hills be draped in gladness, dressed with flowers in the colors of spring.
Singing your great goodness, as the heavens yield their dew.
Let the trees God made be fed on valley and hill, the granaries be filled with grain, the vats with wine and oil.
Let every village be joyous and safe, as the heavens yield their dew.
Let those who spend themselves in the study of our faith shine bright as stars.
You feed the hungry soul, the dry and empty heart, and fill it with delight, as the heavens yield their dew.
Send your sweet breeze to renew our life. Restore to its ancient glory the land of our heritage.
You who are good to all, let the time of redemption come and renew our life.
Our God and gods of our ancestors, as dew descends.
Let light illumine the earth, let blessing restore the earth, let joy and gladness abound on the earth, let song resound on the earth, and with goodness and sustenance deliver us on earth. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat, v'Yisrael, v'Hazmanim. We praise you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat, the house of Israel, and the festivals. Well, there's two mistakes I made right there. It's not Shabbat. It usually is. Find favor, Adonai our God, with your people Israel, and accept our prayer in love. May the worship of your people Israel always be acceptable. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your Spirit upon us. Let our eyes behold your loving return to Zion. Another opens, but often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. Olam chesed yibaneh, la 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 la. Olam chesed yibaneh, la 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 la. Olam chesed yibaneh, la 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 la. Olam chesed yibaneh, la 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 la. It's in English, you could do this part. Same melody. I will build this world from love. La 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 la. And you must build this world from love. Da 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 da. And when we build this world from love, da 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 da, then God will build this world from love. Da 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 da. Olam chesed yibaneh. Da 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 da. Olam chesed yibaneh. Da 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 da. We come to the silent meditation, and we've chosen some readings that have to do with silence, which brings me to, as you may have guessed, the person who suggested the quote is not always the person who reads the quote. Now we're offering them to you to think for a moment and to take a moment of silent prayer, either the quotes that we have found that might inspire you or whatever is in your own heart. Take a moment of silence. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל העולם. ואמרו אמן. Torah. That's what we're here for. It's for the Torah, to get the law. Some people think when Moses was up there on Mount Sinai, all that he brought down were those tablets. But we are taught that when Moses was up there for those 40 days and 40 nights, God was dictating all of the written law, and God was explaining all of the oral law, and we got it all at that moment. And it was arguably the most awesome moment of all of human history. You remember because you were there. I don't remember everything about it. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember what I wore, for example. Do you remember what you wore? I don't remember what I wore. But I remember how awesome it was to stand there at Sinai with so many people there, and God's voice came out, and it was so big we could see it. And it was awesome. And I remember that, and we were all there. That's where we are today. That's what we're celebrating. That's what we're commemorating, saying, yes, God, we will do. So we are about to do a Torah service, and we're being bold again with our Torah services. So the students are going to help us lead this. We are going to take the Torah out. We're going to march it around. I want to remind you that we have what we lovingly call Torah electricity, because the Torah is going to come out for all of you. I'm going to stick this over here. Maybe it's out of the way over here. It's going to go up that way and come down that way. And we are taught that lo bashamayim, it is not in the heavens, so that someone's going to say, is the Torah up there? We can't reach up there. We're not going to get it. Nope, it's right here. It's in our hearts. It's in our mouths. We have to do it. We have to talk it. It's right here. So we march it around to show you that it's right here. It's part of all of us. And you actually get to touch and kiss the Torah. Some people use their hands to touch and kiss. Some people take a prayer book and touch and kiss. If you're on the end, you're probably not going to get to squish all the way over there and get to the Torah to actually touch it. So let's demonstrate some Torah electricity, everybody. Well, thank you, Kate. That's everybody. We're trying. We're doing the best we can here. We have not practiced any of these things. So let's say the Torah comes by, and I touch it, and I kiss it, and I pass the Torah electricity along. Now let's say that I love to touch the Torah and kiss the Torah, and you're not feeling it today, so maybe some of them are not feeling it. So I'm going to touch the Torah, I'm going to kiss the Torah, I'm going to pass it to the next person anyway. Oh, nobody else is feeling it on this row. That's okay. I got my Torah smackage in there, so it's okay with me. But no judgment for anybody. Just know that that's allowed, but make sure that everybody has a chance to get some Torah touching in there if you can. So we turn to page 15, and I ask that our ark openers please come up. If you haven't been given a specific responsibility, then you are, no, we have Ivy and Maddie for this one. You're for the next one. Sorry. We have Torah openers at various parts, so maybe when they asked you, you didn't know when it was. We're on page 15. Assembled at a mountain, our people, still bent from oppression, found you, found your Torah, found your truth, and embraced the destiny that has shaped worlds. Help us still to shape the worlds. Help us to teach and to learn, to hear your word anew, and to find in it our path to good and truth. And as we sing, we open the doors. Please rise as the ark is open. El harachamim hetiva v'rtzonecha et Zion tivne chomot Yerushalayim tivne chomot Yerushalayim ki v'cha levad batachnu Melech el-ram v'nisadon olamim. Havugod el Eloheinu. In this scroll, is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it. Havugod el Eloheinu utenu chavod la Torah. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah. Ki mitzion tetze Torah, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד, אחד אלוהינו, גדול אדוננו, קדוש שמו. Gadlul Adonai iti u'neromim shemo yachdav. O magnify the Eternal One with me, and together let us exalt God's name. We're going to keep singing what it says on the top of 16. We're going to sing. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, all its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, all its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. And our undressers have to get in the parade now. Amy and David, please. You're in the parade. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom. You do it. She doesn't sit down though. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, shalom. That goes on the table. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and hold. Nope, that goes dangly. Oh, there's a picture here. Watch. Here, dangle it. Dangle, dangle, dangle. Yeah, right here, like what it says on the picture. Shalom, shalom. Take this off. Shalom, shalom. They're trying to make our kids look good. Shalom, shalom. The kids already look good. You may be seated. But that was very sweet of you to do that way. It's hard to be put on the spot like that, isn't it? But you do make us look good. Thank you. So let's see. You are on that side and I'm on this side, right? I need everybody standing up here with us. I'll move this more out of the way. Let me take the cover, please. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of something about each of these kids for a second. Little tidbit. Kate studied for her bat mitzvah, studied, got really close, and then pandemic hit. And we could have done a very modified, very minimal, very just us thing. And in the end, for a lot of very good reasons, she decided not to do it. So she has never stood here in front of everybody to bless the Torah or to lead the prayers the way she did today. Did you see that? I'm so proud. Anyway, so that's part of my Kate story about how I'm proud about this. Liam has been working on many things this past year. And not all of it was the Jewish stuff, but he has been, he's been an inspiration. The things that he teaches us when he's an inspiration to us. And Jack only started studying Judaism a few years ago. He went to Jacob's camp, and it inspired him. And he had friends who did B'nai Mitzvah. His bar mitzvah was only a few months ago, and I am very proud of him. Not everybody here gets to stand up in front of everyone, and I'm really proud of them. But I especially wanted to tell you that this is a special moment for Kate, that she has never gotten to stand up and be called to the Torah, to bless the Torah. So everything that everyone is doing tonight are in some ways firsts, and I am very proud of them for all of these things. So we take that off now to not embarrass the Torah. You can put it on, yeah, it doesn't go up there, but that's okay. We can pretend. All right, you ready? Hold on. Let's open. Find our first word. Where's this? That's our first word. Take your seat. She looks good in a talit too, doesn't she? Just saying. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam. Wait, hold on.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vayed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher baharbanu mikol ha'amim v'natanu lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. All right, everybody, come on up. I need your help with this. All right, so, yeah, who's on which side? I forget what we decided in the end. I think we practiced it, and after we were finished, we decided we were doing the other way. So whatever it is, you got it? You're here, and I'm here. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You've got the vowels. I don't have the vowels. Vayedaber Elohim et kol ha'devarim ha'ela lemor.
I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
No,
God spoke all these words, saying,
that's what I said. Now we say, Anochi Adonai Elohecha, asher hotzeiticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mibeit avadim.
I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
That's what I said. Lo yihye lecha Elohim acherim al panai, lo ta'aseh lecha fesel v'chol temuna, asher b'shamayim mima'al, v'asher ba'aretz mitachat, v'asher b'mayim mitachat la'aretz. Lo tishtachave lehem, v'lo ta'avdem, ki anochi Adonai Elohecha, El kana, poked avon avot, al banim, al shleshim, ve'al riveim, lisonai, ve'oseh chesed la'alafim, lo'ohavai u'lishomrei mitzvotai.
You shall have no other gods besides me. You shall not make for yourself an image of anything in the heavens above, or on the earth below, or in the waters under the earth. You shall not worship them or serve them, for I, the eternal your God, am a demanding God, visiting the guilt of the parents upon the children, upon the third and fourth generations of those who reject me, but showing kindness to thousands of generations of those who love me and keep my commandments.
Lo tisa et shem Adonai Elohecha lashav, ki lo yenakeh Adonai et asher yisa et shemo lashav.
You shall not swear falsely by the name Adonai, your God, for Adonai will not clear one who swears falsely by the name Adonai.
זכור את יום השבת לקודשו, ששת ימים תעבוד ועשית כל מלאכתך, ויום השביעי שבת לאדוני אלוהיך. לא תעשה כל מלאכה אתה ובנך וביתך, עבדך ואמתך ובהמתך וגרך אשר בשעריך. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, את הים ואת כל אשר בם, וינח ביום השביעי. על כן ברך אדוני את יום השבת, ויקדשהו.
Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days your labor. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is a Sabbath of your eternal God. You shall not do any work. You, your son or daughter, your servants, your domestic animals, or the stranger in your community. For in 6 days God made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them. And then God rested on the seventh day. Before God blessed the Sabbath day and called it holy.
כבד את אביך ואת אמך, למען יאריכון ימיך על האדמה אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך.
Honor your father and your mother, that you may long endure in the land that your God gives you.
לא תרצח.
You shall not murder.
לא תנאף.
You shall not commit adultery.
לא תגנוב.
You shall not steal.
לא תענה ברעך עד שקר.
You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor.
לא תחמוד בית רעך, לא תחמוד אשת רעך, ועבדו ואמתו ושורו וחמורו וכל אשר לרעך.
You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's spouse, servants, cattle, nor anything that belongs to your neighbor.
Thanks for covering for me. Here's the last one. Kiss that one. Hold on. Baruch atah. It's right here.
Yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai Noten haTorah.
Amen. Woohoo! All right, so come here, everybody. Please help me bless these people who helped with the Torah. And it includes anyone who is going to be getting a Torah honor. Let me get the cover again for a sec. Thank you. Please, just cover. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you don't say it, they're blessing you. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Bless our confirmands, since they have come up to the Torah in honor of God and Torah. May they merit from the Holy One of blessing, protection, rescue from any trouble or distress, and from any illness, minor or serious. May God send blessing and success in their every endeavor, together with all Israel. And let us say, Amen. At this point in our service, so you'll notice that the Torah is out. And there's a tradition that we say a few certain blessings when the Torah is out, because it's kind of like a conduit to God. It's as if the prayers are heard better when the Torah is out. So at this point in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating. So I invite you, if you would like, to call out names of people for whom you would like us to be saying prayers of healing. Help me out. I can't reach. Thank you. So we sing together. Mi shebeirach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We call up the people who are supposed to be dressing the Torah. They know who they are. You don't know who you are? Donna and Bob. Grandparents. And we're going to step back because Liam needs room. Wait till you see how inspirational this is. I hope that you were inspired when you saw Kate carrying that toe around and not dropping it so we didn't have to fast for 40 days. I was very inspired by that fact. We're not even worried about it. Okay, please rise. We're on the bottom of page 19. You know what to do. Get ready. Vezot haTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. He's going to sit down, and they're going to, once he sits, everyone can sit, and they're going to be reading the Haftarah. And Max is going to turn off my microphone for a sec.
Blessed is the Eternal, our God, ruler of the universe, who has chosen faithful prophets to speak words of truth. We praise you for the revelation of Torah from Moses, your servant, and Israel, your people, and for the prophets of truth and righteousness. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land, and a man of Bethlehem in Judah and his wife and 2 sons went to reside in the country of Moab. The man's name was Elimelech, and his wife's name was Naomi, and his 2 sons were named Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem in Judah. They came to the country of Moab and remained there. Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left there with her 2 sons. They married a Moabite woman, one named Orpah and the other Ruth, and they lived there for about 10 years. And then those 2, Mahlon and Chilion, also died. So the woman was left without her 2 sons and without her husband. She started out with her daughters-in-law to return from the country of Moab. From the country of Moab she had heard that God had taken note of the people in Israel and had given them food. Accompanied by her 2 daughters-in-law, she left the place where she had been living, and they set out on the road back to the land of Judah.
But Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, "Turn back, each of you, to her mother's house. May God deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with the dead and with me. May God grant that each of you find security in the house of a husband." And she kissed them farewell. They broke into weeping and said to her, "No, we will return to you and to your people." But Naomi replied, "Turn back, my daughters. Why should you go with me? Have I any more sons in my body who might be husbands for you? Turn back, my daughters, for I am too old to be married. Even if I thought there was hope for me, even if I were married tonight and I also bore sons, should you wait for them to grow up? Should you, on their account, debar yourselves from marriage? Oh no, my daughters, my lot is far more bitter than yours, for the hand of God has struck out against me."
They broke into weeping again, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law farewell. But Ruth clung to her. So she said, "See, your sister-in-law has returned to her people and her gods. Go follow your sister-in-law." But Ruth replied, "Do not urge me to leave you, to turn back and not follow you. For wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. Thus and more may God do to me if anything but death parts me from you." When Naomi saw how determined she was to go with her, she ceased to argue with her, and the 2 went on until they reached Bethlehem.
Praised are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, rock of all creation, righteous one of all generations, the faithful God whose word is deed, whose every command is just and true. For the Torah, for the privilege of worship, for the prophets, for Shabbat, and for this day of Shavuot that you, Adonai our God, have given us for the holiness and rest, for gladness and joy, for glory and beauty. For all these things, Adonai our God, we thank and bless you. May your name be blessed by every living being. Praised are you, Adonai our God, for sanctifying the Shabbat, Israel, and the festivals.
I need to call our openers up. I think that is Arden and Maddie. We are at the bottom of page 21. And when the ark is open, please rise. You do not have to fast. I caught the Torah. It did not fall. It scared you. It kabonked me. But it is good. We never squish this many chairs here. Please rise. Hodu haleretz v'shamayim vayarem kerem nehamo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kirovo. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I want all my confirmands in here with me. Where are my confirmands? Come on into the ark with me, please. Thank you. That's better. Whoop. That's better. We read responsively. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. The whole Torah exists only to establish peace. Its highest teaching is love and kindness. What is hateful to you, do not do to any person. That is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Those who study Torah are the true guardians of civilization. Honoring one another, doing acts of kindness, and making peace. These are our highest duties. But the study of Torah is equal to them all, because it leads to them all. Let us learn in order to teach. Let's learn in order to do. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva chadesh yameinu kekedem. When the ark is closed, you may be seated, but while you're here, you might as well take an opportunity to touch and kiss. Do you need a huggable one? Anybody need huggable Torahs? Good. Okay. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. Thank you. So we are not going in any specific order other than we just kept picking alphabetical order because it seems fair like that. But our confirmands have lessons that they've learned or inspirations that they want to share, or a little bit of both. You're not supposed to do that. What? Oh, I see what happened. I got it. I see what you did there. Yes, that's in order. That's yours. Good. Max, is he on? Hold on. Try it again. Go. Say it loudly, though.
B'nai Zion has had a large impact on my life. I've been coming here for Sunday school, Shabbat services, and holidays ever since before I started school. And since starting the High Five program, I've had a lot of memorable lessons. However, though my time at B'nai Zion, I've noticed that my idea of Judaism has changed a lot. I used to view it as just what I am and what I grew up being, but as I got older, it became more of a bigger part of my life. I still don't understand what it means to me, which is why I look forward to the future and figuring out what Judaism means. That is also a lot I want to do with my Judaism, such as travel, visit Israel, and stand at Sinai. But all that will happen one day in my life, and I don't know if I will ever find out what being Jewish means to me.
Hey, you're already standing at Sinai. How cool is that? You mean go back to standing at Sinai. Just kidding. Thank you. That was awesome.
Hi, everybody. Most of you may not know me, so first things first. My name is Jack Johnson. I come from B'nai Israel, Monroe. It's my congregation. And I'm a recent bar mitzvah, just this last September, actually. And so when Rabbi Jana informed me of confirmation, I was delighted by the offer of such an opportunity, but unsure if I should attend. Nevertheless, you can see I'm here, I guess. I joined the first Zoom meeting and decided I would do it. From the several Zoom sessions, I ended up learning even more on top of what I had learned from my bar mitzvah and still having fun. The opportunity to grow with my peers and the community is an experience that I am extremely grateful for. Confirmation has not only been a time of learning, but also a time to reflect on my personal connection with Judaism. As I've grown older, I've come to appreciate this importance of connecting with my religion on a deeper level. Confirmation has given me the space to explore and deepen my understanding of Judaism and has made me more aware of the ways in which I can contribute to the wider Jewish community. Through discussions with my peers and learning from my rabbi, I have been able to explore different ideas and perspectives that have helped me to form on my own beliefs. One of the biggest takeaways for me has been the importance of the community within Judaism. Being a part of a community has allowed me to connect with others who share similar values and interests, and has provided a support system that I know I can always rely on. As I look forward towards the future, I am excited to continue exploring my relationship with Judaism and to continue to learn and grow with my peers and the community. I am incredibly grateful for this opportunity to confirm my commitment to my faith, and I look forward to using what I have learned to make a positive impact on the community around me. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope that you've found my words to be both meaningful and inspiring. I once again thank all of you for allowing me to be here in this beautiful synagogue and to be a part of this wonderful service.
To be completely honest, when I first started writing this, I had no idea what message I wanted to convey to everyone here. As most people here know today, I didn't have a bar mitzvah service or bat mitzvah service, mainly due to COVID and its awful timing. I was told that if I didn't have a service, I was going to regret it for my whole life, but I don't. Having a service doesn't make me who I am. It doesn't change my beliefs or anything I'm passionate about. There is very, very, very little on this earth that can change that. One of the quotes that I chose for today's purpose was a quote by Emily Dickinson. Many people recognize her from her famous poem, "Hope is the Thing with Feathers." She said, "Hope is beautiful, it perches in the heart like a bird, and it can outlast the most difficult conditions. It's also selfless. It has never asked for anything from her, for anything despite its constant presence." I was asked to find at least 10 quotes that inspired me, and it just happens that Emily Dickinson is one of my favorite poets. As the only female confirmand here tonight, I would just like to provide some representation of how important morals are to me, ones that connect to Judaism, and even if they don't have a Jewish author. Tradition is important, but modernization is just as important. Since about the 14th century, boys have had bar mitzvah services, but the first American bat mitzvah service for girls didn't happen until 1922. The portrayal of women in the Torah has long shown evident differing treatment of men and women. Thankfully, there are many rights today that I have that would have not existed during the time the Torah took place. I am not here to be a pessimist. I tend to be very realistic. As people cannot continue to move forward without hope for a better life, for a better future. Despite my understanding of the role of women in Judaism, it has been wonderful to have Rabbi Jana as my rabbi. The Torah encourages us to share our wealth with the less fortunate, which we call tzedakah, and how we have religious obligation to do what is right and just. There is nothing more valuable than helping others. Selfishness helps no one. Tzedakah is a religious duty to put hope into a better life for people. Judaism does not teach to be selfish, but to be a better self and others. With that said, I would like to thank everyone for coming today. A special thanks to my grandparents, who have always supported me no matter where I was in life. My parents, who have learned not to doubt me and helped me to be the person I am today. My sister, who made me realize there was nothing wrong with who I am. Thank you, Rabbi, for always believing in me even when I didn't myself. I wouldn't be here today without your help. I will always be grateful for you. Thank you again for everyone for being here tonight.
So there's a saying where my kids went to school that if it's due on Friday, then you do it on Friday, and some of these got submitted like 5 o'clock today-ish, something like that. And I am so proud and impressed with these students. I've learned a lot from them. It has been a really bizarre learning experience. It's not what we're used to. I'm still trying to get used to this high five method where actually, and I love the fact that we do this. I don't know if you realize it, but once a child is 13, they become an adult. And so with Barbara's help as the education director, we started this, she incorporated this high five program. So 5 means 5 semesters, and each of those semesters you get 18 points. Take this to him. Go get him. Throw. Go. Go get it. 18 points for each of the semesters, and those are things like doing social justice things and doing religious things and a number of things, and they're doing it. And then after they finish these 5 semesters, they get a semester with me to prep for this service. And I can't believe we get it done. I am so proud of them for this, and I love working with them. And I accidentally found some pictures of them from like 5 years ago that I was spreading around a little bit that were just, it's hard to, I shared it with them too. not with Jack. I mean, but because I didn't know him 5 years ago, I've only known him. But I've only like seen him in person 4 times now so far, and he's gotten taller every single time I see him. I keep saying, you look so much shorter online, but it just blows my mind, and I love watching these kids grow into amazing human beings, and I love learning about Judaism through them. It's wonderful. So we have things that we would like to present to you because we're very proud of the people you've become. So please come stand up. And Barbara, you want to go first? So representing the fact that the religious school, Barbara has, they're right here. This. Come on up. You got to stand up and take these things. So why don't you come like over here, come to this side, and let Barbara stand over there, and you come over here. Thank you. So she can look at you and everybody can look at her and you. Good. Something like that. I don't know. We didn't rehearse any of these things. So if this doesn't work, tell us and we'll fix it.
It's really amazing to me that each of you have come to this point in a slightly different way. Some of you have come through the religious school here, some of you through Cry 5, some through Bar Bat Mitzvah, and then of course you were all together in Washington, D.C. for the L'Taken program this past year. But today you're here for confirmation, celebrating that you've embarked on a journey of self-discovery, questioning and exploring your connection to Judaism. The Judaism you have grown up with, as contrasted with what you spoke about, Kate, offers the opportunity to embrace tradition while adapting to the changing world around us. It encourages us to examine our beliefs critically, engage in social justice, and forge meaningful connections with others. Today marks a significant milestone in your journey of spiritual growth and learning. Through dedication, perseverance, and a thirst for knowledge, you've completed this chapter of your education with distinction. As you stand on the precipice of new horizons, remember the values instilled in you during your time up till now: love for Torah, compassion for others, and a commitment to tikkun olam. Your confirmation is a testament to your resilience and a celebration of your deep connection to our Jewish heritage. As you continue to navigate life's path, may you find fulfillment in your pursuit of wisdom, strength in your faith, and endless opportunities to make a positive impact on the world. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
And I'm presenting to each of them a book called Dreaming Bigger, Jewish Leadership for Teens. And it's a wonderful book. It's not the sort of book that has to be read from front to back. It's wonderful to flip through. There's lots of great hypotheticals, and I hope you find some inspiration and continued learning in it.
We can leave those up here and then we'll grab them on the way out. That's awesome. Thank you. You're not done. You have to stay up here. So this is kind of ironic because what we wound up getting them as a gift from we've been debating a lot about what we should give as gifts to the confirmation class. Anyone who is here who got a gift for confirmation, what did you get? You remember what you got? No, so that's consecration. That's not confirmation. Consecration when you start religious school and you get a little Torah. This is confirmation, and I know I got a Bible with my name on it, and it's a Bible that it's really small, and I used it once, and that was when I got married. I carried it down the aisle. Don't ask me why, but you don't even look it up. When you're looking up things in the Bible, you're not going to look it up, and it's really teeny letters. And at some point we switched to commentary. But you're not going to want to pack a giant Bible or a commentary as you go off to college, because I have all of my commentaries in my phone on my Kindle right now. So we've been struggling to figure out what to get you. So I love that Barbara got you something called Dreaming Bigger. I want to tell you about 2 gifts that we are giving them. First of all, we are giving you a book called restful reflections, nighttime inspiration to calm the soul based on Jewish wisdom. They even look good together. Look at that. We had no idea that that's what was going to happen. So you've got this, and this is just like Barbara was saying, it's not the kind of thing that you read from front to back, although there is an inspirational thing for every day of the year. It's a very cool thing. I love these. I turn to these all the time, and I think you're going to love these too. And I don't think you're going to mind taking them with you, and if you want to not carry them with you, it has a Kindle version also. But the thing that when I said to the kids, and I don't usually, I'm the kind of person that thinks that presents are like surprise, things you wouldn't get for yourself. And so when I asked them what they wanted, you know what they said they wanted that they thought would be the most significant gift that they could get? Tootsie Torahs and Smarty Torahs, which they get when they're for Simchat Torah. So in honor of you becoming confirmed today, may I present you with your very own Smarty Torah and Tootsie Torahs, and you can eat them and you'll remember us always. And we are not quite done yet. So the president could not be here today, and I think that he has asked Helene to come and represent. Did he tell you that? He didn't tell you that? And so, but I would love for you to come up and help me present these certificates, because she was with them on the rack. The rack was a weekend that I was looking forward to going to DC, and I got kidney stones, and Helene got to, surprise, like with 1 day notice, got to go. This whole confirmation, the whole process has been one of lots of surprise. So they have these certificates, and you can take a look, and they're beautiful, and you can present them with their certificates. Pretty cool, huh?
That there is a quote from Pirkei Avot at the top, and it says, "Turn the Torah, turn it over and over, for everything is in it. Reflect on it and grow old and gray with it. Don't turn from it, for nothing is better than it." And then it has the date, May 25th, 2023, and that you have renewed your acceptance of the covenant between the Jewish people and its Torah. So it's really very beautiful, and after this ceremony, I would say it's also very meaningful to you, because you all did a wonderful job of leading the service and showing us exactly what you're accepting for the future. So Mazel.
Thank you. And see what happens when we put people on the spot? Cool things. You may be seated for a second then. It says that there are announcements. Let me see if I have announcements here. All of a sudden I panicked and I didn't remember where they did them. Yes, they're here. So this weekend is filled with simchas. You know that some of the things that we do when we gather for a holy day are joyful, like this, and some are profoundly sad. So on our pilgrimage festivals and on Yom Kippur, we also have Yizkor as part of our service, which we will do a little bit later, where we will be remembering those who have died, who have been important parts of our lives. But we also have joyous things that we get to do. Tomorrow morning service will include a Yizkor aspect. It will be only on Zoom, so you can stay at home if you want and join us 11 o'clock. Remember that the office is not open tomorrow because it is Shavuot, it is Shavuos, it's a holy day. The office is also not going to be open on Monday because it's Memorial Day, so that's 2 days in a row that we're not going to be open. But tomorrow night, not only is it Shabbat, the Shabbat after we get the Torah, which is a cool thing, but it is also, we will be celebrating the Bat Mitzvah of Anna Murov. So I hope that you will join us, because that is an awesome moment. And then Saturday morning, Anna will help lead the service and will also be called to the Torah as she becomes Bat Mitzvah. So tonight, there's an in-person refreshments, and tomorrow on Zoom, you have to bring your own refreshments. And we do. You should see we've got like this competition of who makes the best challah. I don't know that they're going to be making challah for tomorrow. You know, the tradition for Shavuot is dairy. So maybe they're going to come up with something dairy and awesome. I don't know. Ron is practicing making vegan cheese. So awesome. But so let's see. Saturday, there's a Kiddush luncheon after the Bat Mitzvah service. So I hope you come to these things. This Sunday, at 9 a.m., because it's been getting hotter, but at 9 a.m., we will be at Greenwood Cemetery replacing flags for Memorial Day for all of the Jewish veterans. We will be going to all of the cemeteries. I haven't yet heard about whether we're going. I offered to do a Gudat Achim as well because Rabbi Sidney's out of town this weekend. So I don't know yet if we're going to do that. They were going to get back to me. I don't know. But we're willing to do that because it is an amazing, proud thing. One of the things that we are commemorating tomorrow night at services is that it is Memorial Day Shabbat. How proud we are in America that we've had people who've served and people who've lost their lives serving American Jews. So Memorial Day is Monday, we won't be open, and then Tuesday the office is going to go to office hours, the summer office hours, 9 to noon, and I start my hiatus. Please, during the time that it's the summer, we have our down days please participate in these things that we offer. Please think about helping to lead the services. They made it look like you can't do it. You can do it, but they looked so professional up here doing it. You're awesome. I mean, any mistakes that they were making was me and the cue sheets that I gave them, which was not as helpful as I thought that they should have been. So I apologize already, but you did a phenomenal job. So you could do this, and if not, ask them and they'll tell you what to do. But by the way, services are not going to be online over the summer. So you can sing and nobody else is going to hear you sing, and you could make mistakes and nobody's going to hear you make the mistakes. You can read all in English if you want. You could use the little blue books. You can use the big book, whatever you want. So please volunteer and do that. And I say Shabbat Shalom for that. I think that's the end of our, not Shabbat Shalom, Good Yontif for these. I said Shabbat Shalom too many times on this. Next time, proof better. At this point in our service, the confirmands will each be blessed individually in front of the open ark. We are celebrating receiving the Torah. They are celebrating reconfirming their receipt of the Torah. And I will be blessing them in front of the ark. I hope that it's not uncomfortable for you to stand. I'll try to keep it brief, but we're opening the ark. I ask you to stand. And then after that, we're going to continue on page 23 with the Aleinu as part of the conclusion of our service. So I need you to help. Open up the ark, please. And Max, this mic goes off. All right, come here. Everybody come to the Torah. We're here. Page 23 at the top of the page. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoy haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu k'chol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved, each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. On that day, O God, you shall be one, and your name shall be one. V'ne'ema v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. When the arks are closed, you may be seated. You have to close the ark. You can't walk away from the ark. That's your job. Nice job. We're on page 24, and everybody's up here together. You may have to share a book, though. You want to share a book? You want to go grab your books? Share a book. Page 24.
20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did do. So throw off the bow lines. Sail away from your safe harbor. Catch the trade winds in your sail. Explore, dream, discover.
If you were to die tomorrow, learn as if you were to live forever.
Unable are the love to die, for love is immortality.
So this is the beginning of our memorial service, but there's a tradition in my family and other places that when we begin a Yizkor service, a memorial service, out of respect to those who are still living, if you have no immediate relatives who have passed away, then you may leave for this part of the service. In my family, we always did. So the confirmands are going to be leaving for this part of the service. You may have taken one of the memorial books that we started using during Yom Kippur. There's a lot of very helpful, inspirational things in here. We remember it also has listings of many people, including a very helpful list of where all of the memorial plaques are. I don't know if you noticed that in the back. First, I would like to read the names of all of the people for whom we are observing Yizkor this year who are connected to our congregation. And by this year, I mean 5783. So since Rosh Hashanah this year, we lost Jerome Harold Black, who went by the name Jerry, Larry Courtney, Charles Edward Crawford, Linda Leah Engelbert, Howard Finkelstein, Julius J. Gam, Jacques Guiguet, Helen Wiseman Landsberg, Ruth Lewis, Melinda Kent's mother, Jerry Miller, Ruthie Neerman, Dr. Susan Shaven, and Herman Van Oss. If you have anyone else that you lost this year, an immediate relative, and you would like us to include that name, I know we have people from out of town who are not included. Anyone have any other names of immediate relatives that they lost this year? We continue the prayer that it says under silently. That prayer you do, and you choose your own individual names. We do that one silently. I ask that you please rise for the prayer at the bottom of the page. El malei rachamim shochen bamromim, hamsei menucha nechona al kanfei hashchina, b'ma'alot kedoshim utorim, kazohar harakia, mazhirim benishmatam shalchu לעולמם. תהא מנוחתם בגן עדן. לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצור בצרור החיים את נשמתם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו בשלום על משכבם, ונאמר אמן. Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest under the wings of your presence to our loved ones who have entered eternity. Master of mercy, let them find refuge forever in the shadow of your wings, and let their souls be bound up in the bond of eternal life. The eternal God is their inheritance. May they rest in peace, and let us say, Amen. The mourner's Kaddish is found on page 25. Some traditions are that only if you have an immediate relative who died, you stand. The Reform movement has taken on the responsibility of saying Kaddish for anyone, for example, from the Shoah who had no one left to say Kaddish for them. And other people stand to show support. If it is your tradition to stay standing for the Kaddish, we are on page 25. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, ba'alma divra chirute, v'yamlich malchute, b'chayachon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv, v'imru, amen. Yehe shemei rabba mevarach la'alam u'l'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha barichu, la'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all the bereaved. Amen. You may be seated. The confirmands should come back. You're welcome to keep the books of remembrance. You're welcome to keep the confirmation books if you would like. And you guys do that, but I'm sneaking in and grabbing my guitar one more time over here. Sorry. And everybody's up here for this. Everybody together. Stand together. Thank you.
Than fiction, because fiction has to be convincing and life doesn't.
I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world.
Nobody else can live the life you live.
Please rise for the closing benediction. Come on, help me bless everybody. What a wonderful journey. Ready? How many poem? Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. See, anybody could do it. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up to you. And I say this sometimes. Somebody once said, what do you mean God's face gets lifted up to you? And on the spur of the moment, I said something that's one of my 3 favorite things that I said as a rabbi that I made up on the spot. And I said, you know, God looks up to you about some things too. So look up to these, and God looks up to you. God looks up to you. There's something that God put in you that God looks up to you about. So be that person. God looks up to you. God lifts up God's face to you. May God continue to do that. May you be that person, and may God grant you peace. And Mazel Tov! So we're going to sing this as they go out. It's great for us all to be here together. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet לבטחים גם יחד. Good Yontif, everybody. There's some good food waiting for you right outside that door. Mazel tov, everybody. That was awesome.